What's happening, YouTubers? It's your boy CB, and we are back for my favorite segment on the channel, Huddle Watch Alongs with Recruits. On today's episode, if you're one of those guys that likes just pure athletes, just absolute pure athletes, someone who is a playmaker on each phase of the game, I'm talking special teams, defense, and offense, you have clicked on the right video. 2026 4-star DB Ayden Pouncey is a absolute monster in all three phases of the game. A weapon as a kick returner, just as effective at receiver as he is at DB. Easily one of the fastest rising recruits in his class, and plays for one of, if not the baddest 7-on-7 team in the nation. But you don't want to hear me tell it. You want to hear from the superstar himself. So without further ado, easily one of the smoothest athletes in this class, 2026 4-star DB Ayden Pouncey. How's it going, bro?
It's good. It's going good.
Look, bro, let's get right into it. You one of the most busiest football players when it came to this spring. Not just recruiting, obviously going through the roof, workouts, camps, and 7-on-7. What was it like balancing all that, bro?
It was a lot, but you just got to put your head down and work. Just do what you can do.
Does it become a bit easier with more reps? Obviously now 2026, you're not a rookie when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to balancing your schedule, emails and phone blowing up. Is it just after a year of having some of it under your belt, you know how to kind of prioritize so you're not overwhelmed?
Yeah, definitely. You just gotta you just gotta balance it out. I don't know how to explain it, but
Because it's a lot. And I know for a lot of us, like you see people on Twitter, they say crazy things like, hey, reclassify, why don't he do that? It's a lot balancing school, football, working out. You're gonna work out with your own school, then you're gonna work out privately. And I think people forget, bro, you still got to be a friend, a brother, a son. Like you got a real life outside of the game too that
yeah,
you also have to balance. But I like that you don't even know why, but it's like I got the balance. Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
how, but I got the balance. I like that you still maintain that. So I mentioned it in the intro. You play for one of, if not the best 7-on-7 team in the country, not just South Florida, in the country. What is it like being on that SFE team and being surrounded by all those elite athletes?
It's really a blessing, like you said, being around the best athletes in the country. Just learning from them. We all learn from each other, and you are who you hang around. So, like that's really what it is.
How much do you feel like being on that squad helped you sharpen your skills as a DB and helped you? Obviously, there's bad tendencies you can learn from 7-on-7, and there's good as well, but there's still reps. And then you're surrounded by some of the best receivers on the planet. How much do you feel like just being in that atmosphere, seeing how those guys prepare, how they work, why they do what they do, has helped you evolve as a DB?
It's definitely helped me a lot. You just take things from their game, put it in my game. I'm just learning from them. Yeah, seeing how they prepare for everything, how they focus. I'm just taking things from them, putting it in my game.
What's the competition like with you and the other DBs out there? Like you and Jabori out there betting on who can get the most picks in a game. Like, because I know y'all both shutting down y'all side of the field. So I would imagine both of y'all take it personal if the ball come y'all way regardless.
Uh, we really just out there trying to win, but everybody definitely wants to get there. They want to catch their picks and everything, but we all just trying to win and have fun.
I'm gonna ask you the hardest question probably anyone's gonna ask you concerning SFE. One-on-one, who's harder to cover? Vernell Brown or Jamie French?
Ah,
He like, bro, why
uh,
would you do that? They both difficult.
yeah,
But just
those are two really great receivers. So I couldn't tell you, to be honest. They were both real great receivers. And they have two totally different games. So I really don't know.
how much of getting to see how they do what they do, how they set up DBs has helped you just by studying them?
Oh yeah, I study their game all the time because they're two of the best receivers in the country. So I'm just watching them, seeing what they're doing, and you know, just trying to help myself out for when I have to play them in the future.
And you're one of the most versatile DBs because you're listed as a DB. So you are a DB, corner, safety, you do it all. And we're going to get into the film and show you guys that. But you do play both sides of the ball. all three phases. Has that always been a part of your game, even from Pop Warner?
Yeah, most definitely. I've always played both sides of the ball. Never really came off the field, but it's all just I'm just trying to help my team out, help my team do whatever I can do to help them win.
I love that. Never coming off the field is, first of all, that's got to be tiring. But I love that the competitive nature in you is just like, bro, if I could help, put me on the punt squad. Like if I could help at any, because that tells everyone else on the team, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to lead by example. And they watching you like, damn, Aiden on the kickoff team, he really don't got to be on the kickoff team, bro. But if he gonna go out there and be on the kickoff team, I can't slack no rep. If the star, but my star DB willing to be on, you know what I'm saying, the punt block team, that tells everybody on the sideline, like, hey, bro, we got to pack our lunch too. Because if bro not give it up, you know what I'm saying? If he going the extra mile, I have to.
Yeah.
So going into this year, you're now a leader. You're a vet in the locker room now, bro. I know that's
Yeah.
probably crazy to hear,
That's
but
real crazy.
you know what I'm saying? There's somebody looking at you like, hey, I can't wait. I want to be like him. You probably a year or two looking at one of your elders going, man, I'm trying to fill his shoes. You're
Most
that guy
definitely.
now. What's that mindset like now, being a leader in the locker room?
It's really crazy because the school I played for, I grew up. I was the ball boy on the sideline. You know, my brothers
That's so
played for
dope.
the same team, so it's like it doesn't even feel real to be honest with you. But I just try to work, push everyone around me to get better, and I help. I don't I don't feel like a big dog really. I just go put in work, help everyone how I can. You know, but it's crazy.
The humble nature, where does that come from, bro? Because as someone, when we watch the film, you're when the helmet comes on, different person, like
Definitely.
swagger through the ceiling, completely different person. I've seen the 7-on-7 clips, but outside of it, very humble, well spoken. You don't take anything for granted. Where does that come from, bro?
I would say it comes from my brothers because I'm watching them do it. They were some of the highest ranked recruits in the country, also. So I'm watching them do it, and they talking to me. They saying I haven't really done anything. So I'm trying to prove them wrong, really.
They keep you humble. They probably like, bro, I did that too. A rival's calling, I got that call too. I like
Yeah,
they keep you grounded because we all need somebody to keep us grounded.
most definitely.
So we talked a little bit beforehand about the offer sheet. Now we're not gonna get into all of them, but there are some of these that are just too cool not to talk about, especially from someone that plays defense. The Georgia offer, getting the Georgia offer from someone like Kirby, who you know defense is first, second, and third on his mind. How dope was that getting that offer, and what's that relationship like with that staff?
That was a crazy experience. I was really excited about that offer. It's really the best school you can go to for a DB. So, but the staff, the relationship with them is pretty good right now. Coach Dante, Coach T. Rob, Kirby, all of them. It's pretty good right now. They got a. I went when I went up there. He sat and talked to my mom for about an hour, so that was really important for me. So yeah,
Obviously, when you're growing up, these are the kind of schools that you're dreaming of getting offers from. But like you said, for a DB, for anyone that plays defense, when Kirby calls and says, I need him, that means something different. You think younger freshman or eighth grade Aiden would have understood the gravity of getting that offer?
I
The
don't
way
think he
you can
would have.
appreciate it now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he would have. To be honest, I think he would have just been like, "Dang, I got an offer," but now you gotta look at it like you gotta go out there and put that work in to like you got the offer, but you want to go out there and play, get on the field, so you got to keep putting that work in.
And then so we jump from a one-storied program to another. Reigning national champions. Like this has to be another moment that's just too cool when that phone rings, right? What
Yeah,
was that like getting that offer from Michigan?
that was a blessing. You know, like you said, the national champions. That was real crazy. So yeah,
And then you get the love from the hometown state. So bro got the infinity gauntlet of all the hometown schools. So we gonna go through them. Let's start with UCF. Not just the offer, been to the campus, been to the school, got to see the facilities. What was that offer like, and what's that relationship like down there with the UFC Knights?
it's a really good relationship. You know, I got the offer pretty early, ninth grade spring. And you know they always told me they're gonna apply the pressure. They're gonna make sure they want me to stay home. So you know that's probably my one of my best relationships because I'm just up there all the time, constantly around them. So
What's that atmosphere like up there? They're doing something super special, especially these past couple years, moving into the Big 12. Great recruiting class last year, great transfer portal class as well. Shout out to my boy Antoine Jackson playing over there next year. What's the vibes like up there when you go up there?
It's really a family vibe because I got people I played against. I got former teammates on that team, so it's really just like a family vibe. It really feels like home, to be honest with you.
And then, like we said, we just gonna continue down the Infinity Gauntlet because he got them all when it come to Florida. Florida State, another big time hometown school. Obviously, growing up, you're watching them play. You're watching some of the greatest DBs, kick returners play on that squad, and then that offer comes through. What was that like? Getting that nod from another one of the home state schools.
That offer was really crazy to me because I went up there and Coach Norvell personally offered me, so that was a really crazy experience, to be honest with you.
Tell us what that day was like. That had to be dope.
So I went up there for the spring game, and as soon as I walked in the building, I just felt the love from every single coach. And then I went and talked to Coach Fuller and Coach Norvell, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk to you after the spring game." And then went and talked to him. He let me know they were gonna offer me, and I was really just,
That's
all I could say was I was blessed. That was all.
That's wild because you think I'm just going on a visit. I'm just here to watch a spring game. They like, we got our dog in the building. Like, we got him. He here. Like,
Yeah.
you think it's just a routine. Oh, they just want me to come down watch the spring game. And Norvell in his office, like, yes, he showed up. Go get my dog. That I love those stories where it's like I ain't see that coming necessarily. I love that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Then we go into their rival, the Miami Hurricanes, another offer. Obviously, it happens. You're going to get the offer from both sides of the rivalry. That's how it works when you're this caliber of a player. What was that offer like, and what's that relationship like down there with Mario and the staff?
That was crazy because really grew up a Miami fan. My mom's from Broward County, so that
Let's
was a really
go.
crazy experience. I'm definitely gonna take them under consideration.
What was mom's like the day that offer came through?
She was probably more excited than me.
That was the one she was waiting for. You probably got all the other ones. She was like, "Congratulations." Has Mario called yet? Like, has Mario contacted you yet?
Nah, not really. I've texted them, but I'm mainly talked to the DB coach, Coach Jackson.
How's that relationship with Coach Jackson? Because you're hearing, obviously, he's newer to the staff, but he's done great things since getting on the staff. Amari Wallace, Drake Stubbs, Jabor, the list goes on. And some of the guys he's coached and developed over the years. What is your first impressions of Coach Jackson?
I could definitely tell they're building something special down there, but he seems like a real cool coach. They're definitely, I could definitely tell they're building something. Obviously, they're getting the top recruits in the country, so I think he's going to be a great coach for them.
How much do you enjoy when you get to go to things like the Miami Legends camp, or obviously there's several different camps throughout the offseason. There's rivals and you got UA. How much do you enjoy not necessarily a person's camp or a school's camp in particular, but just getting out there and getting to compete against some of the other top receivers and top DBs? Because I know you see it and you hear it. They rank guys, and you probably look at some of them like, oh, I can't wait to get across from this dude. So how much do you love those opportunities when you get to just all the noise is set to the side and you just get to compete with some of the best in the country?
Yeah, I just love going out there competing, like you said. The rankings don't really matter. Once you put them helmet shoulder pads on, or once you put the cleats on, step on the field. That's nobody can save you. You got to
uh,
play ball.
I, them stars cannot save you on the field. How much do you feel like that puts a target on your back sometimes though, especially like in 7-on-7?
Oh yeah, there's definitely I can feel the target on my back.
Now, when we get into this film, we gonna see a little bit of everything here, but I'm gonna ask you a very difficult question to start out. If I give you one perfect play, it's a pick six, a punt return for a touchdown, or a fade, a 60-yard fade. Which one would you rather have?
Probably the pick six. The pick six.
Why
That
is that? I gotta ask why.
I just love playing DB. So that catching that pick six is just no other feeling like it really.
What was it about DB that's always felt just like natural and comfortable to you? Because I would imagine there's coaches, friends, fellow players that's like, hey, bro, play more offense, dog. Like we need you over here. But for
Yeah.
you, DB just feels like home. What is it about DB? It's just natural.
I mean, the DB position, you got to have that swagger, you got to have that confidence, and they say it's the harder position, so you got to go out there and compete. Really, you got to be the best, one of the best players on the field.
It's that confidence I love when I see DBs. Now we see you doing a little bit of everything. Do you prefer corner or safety, or for you, it don't matter?
I prefer corner, but I could play anything they want me to play.
The range you got at safety and the ball skills, I would imagine your defensive coordinator is like, I know you like corner, but can I just please put you back there sometimes? How much does he give you that freedom though to be able to just do you?
Um, I think he would prefer me at safety, but he just wants to put me in the best position to succeed. Really.
And then here on special teams, just an absolute weapon. What is the key to being this dynamic of a returner?
I don't. You just gotta have it. You just gotta be able to see it and run.
Do you remember your very first punt or kick return and what age that was?
Yeah, I was 10 years old,
That's
and
crazy. You remember the game and everything.
yeah, that was crazy. They kicked it to me, and I like threw somebody off of me, and I reversed field and returned the kick. That was funny. That's funny.
At,
I remember
at
that.
that point, did you know like, all right, like I need to touch the end zone on more of these?
Oh yeah, I always loved because they didn't let us do special teams in my Pop Warner League till like I think I think it was 10 years old. So I always wanted to do it, and then I finally got the chance, and I just loved it since then.
Something that's also interesting about you playing receiver, a lot of times when it's guys that are just naturals and just great ball skills. So it's like, oh, put them on the offensive side of the football. Let's use them. You don't see the crispness from routes. You don't see the attention to detail. But bro, you run routes as if you are a four-star receiver. Your routes are crisp. Your hands are good. Like that attention to detail on both sides of the football. That's something special. What is it about receiver as well that it's something that you look just as natural at DB as?
I mean, I really grew up playing receiver too. Receiver used to be like what I wanted to play, but when I got to high school, I switched to DB. But it's really just you got to work at it. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure I can do it to the best of my ability. So I work at receiver also.
Do you feel like being a receiver and then making that switch to DB made the transition to DB a little bit easier for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, coaches tell me all the time they love my ball skills. So you know, receiver, you gotta be able to catch the football. So that definitely helps out a lot.
And then, bro, your instincts, the second this ball is snapped, you already know where this ball is going. How much of that is down to film study, bro, and understanding tendencies?
Yeah. I mean, right here, I was just really reading the quarterback's eyes, but I watch film constantly during the season. Pretty much during school, after school, before I go to sleep.
When did that become such a large part of your game? The understanding and not just studying film, but obsessing over the film to the point where you can react on instinct on game day.
To be real, it started as a little kid. I just loved watching football. Like whether it was teams highlights, like I just loved watching football.
That's interesting to me because a lot of times guys who have just insane athletic ability don't really care for the studying part until they're forced to. Whereas you, it's something that you never felt like it was taboo because you've always enjoyed watching highlights, watching film. So for you, when it came to studying, it was something that was already a hobby. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So another thing I love about watching your film is when you've got the ball in your hands, not just on offense, but as a kick returner too. Feels like everyone else is moving at half speed a little bit. Like the game is a little slower for you. When do you feel like that happened? Because someone who started on varsity early and is still relatively young, but it does feel like you're able to process a little bit quicker. When did the game slow down for you where you could mid play go, oh, I can see what he's about to do before he does it now?
Um, I would really say kind of started this year. it was kind of hard to adjust to the high school level as a freshman because it just things are moving way faster. But this year it definitely slowed down a lot. Just putting in the work and watching film, it slows down a whole lot.
How much do you love plays like this, bro? Where they're just like, look, Aiden, we just finna put the ball in your hand, bro, and do what you got to do.
Yeah, I love just put the ball in my hands and hopefully I'll be able to make something shake. But I love that right there.
What I love is the humbleness from bro saying, hopefully I will make something shake while this dude's ankle is just broken. I love that competitiveness you have, bro, where it's like, yeah, just, I wanted the ball in my hand and then, hopefully I could make something happen. That that selflessness I would imagine is it comes from coaching as well. Real quick, give a shout out to some of those coaches on that sideline because that selflessness from a guy that is your caliber player, that is from within, but that's also coaching as well.
Uh, Shout out to my brother. My brother's one of the coaches, Coach Pouncey, Jordan Pouncey. Coach BD, Coach Holtz, uh, Coach Benson, all of them really. All the coaches put into what I'm doing. They all helped me along the way. So
What kind of player are you, or do you when it's time to be in coach? Some of us like to be yelled at. Some of us, hey, tell me one time and don't tell me again. What kind of player is Ayden Pouncey? Are you like a coach that's going to be on you constantly, or for you does it matter?
yeah, I think I definitely need a coach that's gonna be yelling, screaming at me. Hopefully I don't do anything wrong to make them scare me, but a hard coach because that's kind of how I grew up. My mom was always like that. She was hard on me, so that's kind of what I need.
My coaches always used to say, "You don't need to worry if I'm yelling at you. You need to worry if I'm not yelling at you."
Yeah.
That's when you start worrying, bro. When you drop a slant and they don't say nothing, it's like, oh, that means he expected me to drop this slant. They mad because they didn't expect that from you.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask you the reverse now. On the field, when you balling, when it's 2 interceptions, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns, a punt return, what kind of player is Ayden Pouncey when he's having a great game? Are you talking or are you quiet on the field?
I mean, depending on the game, usually start talking from the start of the game. When I get on the field, I like to say a little
Let's
something,
go.
but I don't overdo it.
What is it about the swagger from you guys down there in Florida? Now, for me down here in Texas, it's a little different. It's hot. It's the same kind of hot, but it's a different kind of hot. Known for big guys down here, guys in the trenches, offensive line. But down there in Florida, when it comes to athletes, receivers, DBs, second to none. What do you feel like it is about Florida that has that swagger that just produces some of the best athletes the country has seen?
I mean, I just think we grind down here, and we're around other great athletes, so we're grinding against each other, with each other, so that definitely plays a part.
It's something I was going to ask you about too. So we're as we watch this film, you see the who's who of opponents. We've seen Mandarin. You see some of the best teams in the country. How much do you get excited when you look at your schedule and you like, okay, I got 4-star receiver, 5-star receiver. How much do you get excited for those games?
I mean, big games is what you live for. You want to be the best, you got to play the best. So, I love playing in big time games.
When you get a receiver like that, do you ever go to your coach, or is it one of those unspoken things when y'all know if we plan a Jamie French, they like, all right, Pouncey, it's you on the island, brother. We ain't got no answer for this. We putting you over there, and that's it. Do you love those moments?
I mean, definitely, I definitely do. But last year I wasn't playing as much corner, so I was usually playing farther back, and we had a great corner that could cover pretty much any receiver in the country. But this year I'm playing a lot more corner, so I'm telling my coach I want all those big matchups one on one.
It's that swagger that you need from a DB, that confidence too. Do you feel like that confidence comes from you've been playing on varsity at this level since you were a freshman? You feel like that helped speed up your progression and helped you get that confidence?
Definitely, because freshman year we played on some of the best teams in the state. We played a lot of great teams, so getting adjusted to that early, and I can come out the next year and play him again. That definitely helps out.
Do you remember that moment, welcome to varsity moment where you felt like, all right, I'm not just out here. I belong here too. Like I know he a 4-star, but I belong here too. Do you remember that first moment for you?
Ah. Um, I would say there was a play where I was like one of my first plays in. I had like a little pass called on me, and I was like, okay, like this real. But and then once I got after that play, I was adjusted already. I was ready to go. But
You know what I love about that? Bro, you're the ultimate competitor. Usually, when I ask people that question, it's a catch that they make, it's a touchdown they make. You, as a competitor, needed to know the level that you were competing at. Somebody caught a ball on you, and you was like, all right, cool. All right, we good. It That's a very interesting answer to that question because it wasn't something you did. It was something someone else did that made you go, this ain't no different. This ain't no different than anything I did in Pop Warner, anything I did in 7-on-7. I just need to adjust to the speed and I belong here. I like that answer.
yeah,
Now, a question I like to ask, bro, that I have to ask everybody before I get them out of here, especially guys that play at such a high level and do so much. Like I said, there's sacrifices y'all make. You guys don't make parties. I would imagine you've missed so many of your friends' outings because of workouts, because of 7-on-7s, traveling, but you have a goal in mind that you're trying to reach. On those rough days, bro, when you sore, back tired, knees hurting, and you still got to get up, you still got to run, you still got to lift. What's that why that keeps you motivated on those rough days?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just what do you want in life? How bad do you want it? Do you want to take care of your family? So you got to sacrifice to get what you want in life.
That that calmness, that ability to rationalize, all right, like on these days, I know I have to make this sacrifice. Like I know what I want, I know what my goal is. That's not just, I know earlier we talked about where the competitive nature comes from. Where does that groundedness come from? That ability to look at football and say, like, I understand the sacrifice I need to make, and I just have to make it. No questions. There's no questioning this. It's just a sacrifice. That comes from home too, bro. Give a shout out to the parents, to the brothers that have helped instill that mentality where it's the work is just the work.
Shout out my mom. None of this could be possible without her. She's really my rock. So my brothers, they led by example. I couldn't be here without them either. They led by example. Helped me so much throughout the way. So thank
What's
them.
mom's like at the games, bro? What is she like at the games when you balling?
I can't really hear her because the stands get pretty loud now. But she's screaming. She's stressed out. She's saying, "What is he doing? Why is he not doing this?" She's one of those parents.
Is she just as is she watching the game for your mistakes as well? Is she one of those parents that like you come home, y'all won by 20, you got 2 picks, but she like, why you let that boy catch that slant though in the
Oh,
second quarter?
definitely one of those. Yeah.
I love that though, because that's where the so now it makes sense. That's where the humbleness comes from. Because if you ball, you go home, they're not trying to hear that. They telling you about the only 2 plays that went
Yeah.
wrong. You didn't had 5 total touchdowns. Y'all blew somebody out. You get home and they like, so you missed that one tackle though.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
celebrating and you missed that one tackle.
I'm scared to even come out the locker room if I make a mistake.
So I'm asking him, hey, what's the pressure like playing on SFE? He like SFE, bro. My mom, my brother, I everybody else, they expectations I would imagine is nothing to you because when you go home, they remember that one play. But
Oh
I
yeah.
like that keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, bro, do you have a goal for this year? Because obviously playing both sides of the football, goals are different. Some guys are just like 5 picks, but all 3 phases of the game. Do you have a goal for this year, whether that's 10 picks, 10 touchdowns? What is it?
My goal is really just to play to the best of my ability. I want my team to go undefeated, go to a state championship. That's the goal every year. So
Let's go. So after this year, when we get a whole nother set of highlights, we're gonna have you back on so we can talk about that undefeated season. We can talk about how y'all put together a great season and captured that state championship. Also, for all of y'all listening that are fans of any school I just named, I just want to point out that I just asked this young man what his personal goals are, and he went straight to his team. He went immediately to his team. I said, "Hey, bro, what's your personal goal?" He was like, I want to win a state championship, bro. Like, I love that for you. It's team first, it's work first. all that is why you have these offers. It's not just the ball skills. It's not just the athleticism. It's because you're a 5-star young man as well. And I don't care what school it is. Obviously, I have my bias, but whatever school lands you is 100% getting a leader. You can tell that just in the 30 minutes we talked. Anytime I try to make this about you and try to ask you a personal question, it either went to your team, your coaches, the people around you. That kind of mentality is how you win. You don't win national championships without having elite players, but also elite people. So I got to give you that shout out, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let them know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter so that they can keep up with you through this year before you go ahead and have another spectacular year out there. I know all those schools I mentioned, if the fans don't follow you, they're going to want to.
You could just follow me, Ayden Pouncey, AYDEN POUNCEY on Instagram and Twitter.
And I'm going to link both of those down there and his huddle because I know someone's going to ask me, hey, do they break it down game by game? Y'all know they do. So if you want to follow him going into next year, just click these links in the description. You'll be able to follow him. Go do it right now. Do not wait until he get like a 4-touchdown game and you in my DMs like, what's his Twitter though? Is my school? Yes. If I didn't name your school, I promise he got the offer. And if not, they're still following him.
Thank you.
Bro, thank you so much for coming on. I wish you nothing but health and success this year. I hope you go out and get that state championship ring. I personally hope you get 20 total touchdowns, whether that's defense, offense, and special team. That's I'm putting that positive energy out there, hoping for a 20 touchdown season for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Like, share, and subscribe. Go follow bro right now. Do not wait until he becomes an even bigger star and then you bother me about him. Go follow him now. Keep up with him so that when he does commit to your school, you already know who he is. Thank you again, Ayden. I cannot wait to see you ball out this year, bro.
Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. We out.